drivers, start your engines!
I'm doing quite well. Glad to be here in Bristol, Tennessee for the next to last of the Season 5 Championship as we've got from Bristol. Looks like it's going to be a lot of exciting action tonight. We got Devin Zimmerman back in the seat, and he's on top of the leaderboard. Ethan Thompson second, so it's going to be a fight, and he's not going to let Ethan Thompson just run away with it. All right, some prayers go out with Ryan Shelton tonight. He did actually contact us earlier. His wife is in the hospital, so he had to miss the session. So unfortunately, we do apologize for that. And we do send out our hearts and prayers with Ryan's wife that she has a speedy recovery.
Dustin J. What's going on, boys? I'm doing fantastic.
Well, Andy, it's good to have you back up here in the booth. We miss your the other original. Tommy's been out. He's been quite busy lately, but glad to see you're up here and calling the action tonight from Bristol. And I hear tonight's a special event, so I'll give it back to Dustin, and maybe he can elaborate maybe a little bit. That I'm not sure, sir. I'm sorry. Right. Absolutely. Actually, there's 159 laps tonight, so 159 laps. Well, whoever set it up decided 160 was too much and 158 wasn't enough. So 159 it is tonight as we're going to get ready to set the field. So about another 5 minutes left of practice, and these guys are just pushing it to the max and limit as they normally do. Andy, it's been a while since you've been up here. What have you been thinking about? Have you been watching any of the races? I know you've been busy with some other things that have been going on.
Yeah, buddy. I've been watching this. It's crazy how tight it really is at the top of the field, right? Devin Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson, I'm sorry, and Ryan Shelton. They're all real close in the points. These guys have been putting on a phenomenal show every single week um, between the three of them. I know Devin struggled a little bit on the road course, but looks like he's got this short track down tonight, and I'm real interested to see who comes out on top, him or Ethan.
Yeah, it's going to be a very close battle between Devin and Ethan. But Ethan has been on a tear, and you know who has also been on a tear that we've really been seeing a lot more up at the front, who's due for a win, I think overdue for a win. If something happens to those leaders tonight, I think somebody could be there, and that would be Andrew Bisnet and Robert Cochran. Have both been showing some speed. They've been moving closer and closer to the front, like last week in Daytona. That was a phenomenal race, phenomenal finish, but those two are in it tonight, and I think that one of those two could possibly pull it out tonight. if something should happen, and these guys are not immune to it. We've seen it, as you see right there on Ethan Thompson. He starts to get a little bit loose down that front stretch. So who knows what the night brings, and it's going to be a fun one.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
it's gonna be a fun
What I
race
have
tonight.
what I have seen out of Robert Cochran and Chuck McDonald lately is just unbelievable. These boys have learned how to drive. They are not afraid to take a gamble, whether that be, stay back, save fuel, save tires, um, take a different pit strategy, or go for it. I raced against Chuck the other night, and boy, he blew my doors off. And these boys, they have learned how to go. So they're not out of this by any means.
No, and like I said, with the momentum, ever since Chuck got his first win earlier this year, he has just been on fire. He's been working his way to the front. He used to have that approach where position through attrition, but I think now he's got a taste of that those wins, those W's are coming in now. He's getting hungrier. I see him moving more towards the front earlier in the race. Absolutely through the TDR events that we do, and he's another one that can get it done. He's proven he can get it done, especially with some big names. So, with his confidence that he has going into it. Definitely, Robert Cochran. He's been on a confidence high lately. Andrew Bisnet, he's just been sitting there waiting. He's just waiting. Every time we end one of these things, his name is in the top 5, top 3. With Ryan being out, he may actually secure third position in the points, podium position. So it's just gonna have to wait and play that out. But he is another one that's been really on a tear lately. So. It's going to be a fun race to watch. At least 5, 6 drivers out there tonight that can really get this thing done.
Yeah, sorry about that,
Yeah.
guys. I was having some technical difficulties. My mic wasn't coming through. My wife pointed it out to me. Uh, I had an update on my computer, and I guess it reset every mic known to man in my computer. Can't have a night with at Back Sports without having a little bit of technical difficulty.
Right? Well, let's see. We got 20 seconds left to practice. There's actually another person up here. Andy, you want to introduce the fourth person tonight up here?
Yeah, I was gonna introduce him, and I sent a quiet message to the person uh, to unmute his mic. But we have Justin, the person who's been up in the booth multiple times in the Back Sports booth, hanging out, watching these races, kind of learning about racing and things of that sort. He's part of the podcast that shares the channel here. Justin, the person, is with us tonight. So, Justin, how you doing?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. You talked about the fun we've been having on our podcast lately. We just did our 5th episode, so that's soon dropping, as they say. So just excited to be here.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, that'll be dropping here Tuesday, Wednesday. Um, but Justin's been up here learning. He used to hang up here with Tommy. Which I don't know if
Mhm.
that was a good thing or a bad thing. It was probably a bad thing. Probably didn't learn a whole lot. Uh, but Justin, this is a little bit of short track. This is a beating and banging track. So you're in for a treat tonight with these guys that are they're all veterans or first responders, and there is a
Mhm.
special kind of niche to tonight. Did we touch on that already?
I believe Dustin went over that, but if nobody heard Dustin, yeah, there's going to be it's Mental Awareness Month, and they're going to have a silent lap at the beginning. Is that right, Dustin?
That is correct. It's going to be a fun race. It's always good to be for Mental Health Awareness Month. That's what we're here for, and we're here for these vets and first responders, like always.
Absolutely, and as we touched on a couple weeks ago, Andy, when you were up in the booth with mental health awareness, maybe you can just retouch on that. I believe that Back Charities and also Back Talk actually helped a veteran just recently with mental health awareness.
Yeah. So y'all can go back and watch Back Talk episode 4. We had Dean Webb, who is a veteran, who did back charities, and TDR was able to help. And it was really the funding from TDR that was able to make it happen. But we helped Dean obtain a procedure. It's called the Staglon. I can't never get it right. Stagling ganglion block. We call
STG.
it we call it STB, right? You go back and watch the episode. Well, you learn all about it. But it's a treatment for PTSD, and which obviously is a big mental health issue these days. It's not and PTSD for everybody out there. It's not a mental health issue just for vets. Okay, the largest group of people actually suffering from PTSD today, people, car accident victims. Okay, so anything could trigger this. Basically, what happens is you got a nerve in your neck that swells up when there's a traumatic experience. When that swells up, it triggers your brain, and your brain goes into this flight or fight kind of attitude and depression and all that kind of stuff. Well, this FPV is a shot in the neck into that nerve that releases that. And Dean, if you go back and hear Dean's story, I don't want to give it all away, but you go back and listen to it. But one of the things he said is the enemy, whoever that was at that time, thought he was the best thing to kill that day. And that's what triggered his PTSD. He had bullets flying all around him, being shot at as an Army veteran. And that's what triggered his. We were able to help him get this SDB, and his life has changed dramatically since then. And it being Mental Health Awareness Month, again, we like to support our vets, and this is what this league is all about: our vets and our first responders. But anybody with mental health issues, reach out to somebody. We're here at Back Sports. We're here at TDR. Reach out to us. We'll always talk to you. We'll try to help you cope with anything. But this is what it's all about. It's about helping people through those mental health issues.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Andy, for elaborating on that. And like we said, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Everybody's coming out of COVID, everybody's getting back into it, but there still are even lasting effects with that as well. So if you need anybody to talk to, please, we ask you to reach out to family, friends, anybody, any vets, first responders. If you're feeling down, you know of anybody who has the iRacing service, come out and join us. We'll be more than happy to be your therapy. And if you need more than help, as Andy had mentioned, we can point you in the right direction, maybe even try and help you out. This is why back charities is so important, and donating to a cause. So if you find it in your heart, just reach out. Back charities, BACCcharities.com, and you can help out those that are in need. Because we are a community, we are a family, and we all look out for each other, even though we battle it out on the track. But off the track, we're all friends. We all talk, we all laugh, we have fun. So that's what it's all about. And we're here at the Vets and First Responders League, those who need us most. And this is why this is created just for them, and nobody else in the TDR and community is invited, because this is just for them to highlight them and for everything that they do. And we thank everybody for their service out there, for everything that you do. We very greatly appreciate it. And like I said, if you guys need to talk, you know where to find us. We're always in Discord. We're always racing every night somewhere at 8 o'clock. So come out and join us.
And Jay, you couldn't have said it any better, right? If it wasn't for this community right here, the TDR community, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did for Dean. We're looking to do that for multiple vets this year, and so small donations, whether it be $10 or $20, if you can do, if you can get in there and go, I give $10 a month, a cup of coffee a week, um, to give to the charity, and we can help these vets and other people suffering from PTSD. It would go so far.
Absolutely. And like I said, a little bit goes a long way in a charity, that's for sure. Charities can stretch that dollar out further than you can just give it on your own. So if you find in your hearts, want to come out and join us, donate, please, by all means. I understand with inflation and everything, things may be a little tight, but $2 or $3 a month, that does definitely help out. It all adds up in the end. Change equals dollars, dollars equal more dollars, and the dollars equal help. So with that being said, I think it's time to get down. We have not touched on any of our sponsors tonight, nor do we reach out to YouTube. I see our usual suspects are here, Janelle, Sharon, and Brad Hunt. Brad, good to see you out there on track. Good luck to you tonight, pal. Sharon, good to see you as always. Hopefully you can enjoy a nice race here from Bristol. Janelle as well, good to see you out there. We missed Janelle. She was up here in the booth last week and had one heck of a race to call. So she can sit back, relax, catch her breath from last week, and enjoy the race tonight as us four try and take us down through this 159 laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So Dustin, with minute 39, we're going to have to get through these sponsors relatively quickly tonight.
Yeah, let's rapid fire these guys, and we'll start with B&B Wraps.
B&B Wraps. You got it, Andy. Take
Go
it
ahead,
over. I'm
Andy.
not used to it.
I was going to help you rapid fire them here. B&B Wraps from Pump Car Semi Truck. All your wrapping needs, vinyl prints. We print all our TDR stickers, all our vinyl that comes for our sponsorships on race cars. All comes from B&B Wraps. B&B Wraps, Pump Car Semi Trucks.
McConey Setup Shop.
I don't even need to talk about Jeff. Jeff is so big anymore. It's unbelievable. He is now going to be a booth at JR Motorsports during their customer appreciation, I suppose, during the Charlotte race week. Go visit Jeff down in Charlotte if you're there. Otherwise, McConey Setup Shops and their setups, your victories. McConeySetupShops.com.
Back charities.
We've already talked about back charities. Guys, if you could give $3, $4, $5 a month, be so much. It would be awesome for anybody who could do that. Just give a little pledge a month. We're not these ones that you see on TV that say we need $19.99 a month. Okay? And you're going to help a dog. We're helping vets. We're helping real people. Do what you can. We appreciate you. Back.
That'll wrap up our sponsors for this evening.
Man, we hit that at just a checkered flag dropped and no time left on the clock as we're getting ready to race as these guys are starting to line up here. Look who's on the pole. Devin Zimmerman gets his point back over Ethan Thompson in the second spot there. Chuck McDonald, who we touched on earlier, Andrew Bisnet round out row 2 in the third and fourth position. Coming in fifth, guy we don't really talk too much about, but is always there. He can be an upsetter. That's Robin Pardon. Hopefully he'll have a good run tonight. And on the outside of him in the 01 is Christopher Rawling, who is a part-time driver. Good to see him out there tonight. In the seventh position, Bradley Hunt, our Mickey Mouse driver, also the newest member of the TDR admin family. On the outside of him in row 4 is Robert Cochran, who is always there in the number 90 Navy machine. And then rounding out the field in number 44, Stephen Green in the Fishing Veterans number 44. And on the outside and finishing up in 10th position, the number 66 in the Killer Clowns Camaro is none other than Nicholas Stryker Smith, as these are the top 10 guys that are about to put on their 3,700 pounds of armor to go and do battle. And I'm not sure these guys are not going to be afraid to use it tonight. I've seen a lot of beating, banging. Looks like turn 2 has gotten loose once again, boys. So this is going to be a fun ride. It's going to be save your equipment early and be there at the end. The only one that I know that can do that and is consistent on doing that. Actually, there's 2 in the field that I know that can do that. That would be Devin Zimmerman. He's known for saving his equipment for the end. And also another guy would be Andrew Bisnet knows how to save his equipment as well. Chuck McDonald knows position through attrition, so we'll see if maybe he can hang back a little bit. But being close to that front, we shall see. Dustin, any calls tonight that you think may happen, may not happen? Think they're going to get strung out? Where are we going to go? Green to checkered?
Before we get to that, they're gonna come to the start finish line here, and then they're gonna do a lap of silence for Mental Health Awareness Month. So we'll join them in that lap of silence.
Is that a green lap?
It's supposed to be normal lap, caution lap. We'll join them in that lap right now.
All right, caution. Our pace truck's looking like it's gonna go off here in a moment. And then Zimmerman is gonna get a black flag. We are 1 to green here.
Yeah, I think the way I understood it, they were gonna extend the caution one, so I think we're gonna go to green here. Thanks for joining us in that lap of silence. I think we're gonna go green here.
Yes. All right, Dustin. Here's your call tonight. What do you got?
Devin's been out for a while. I think he'll be quick. Ethan's gonna be fast as well. He's holding that championship strong. I gotta look at Biznet. You know, he's always a strong contender in these races. I guess we're gonna see what happens. We're going green. Let's have some fun.
I gotta bring in Justin the person and ask him who his winner is tonight, so we can make a bet. Justin, the person, who's winning?
Who's winning? I'm gonna say number 66.
Oh boy, you picked the winner.
Did I?
Nicholas Smith is the pick for Justin the person as we go around. Lap 2 has already been complete. Devin Zimmerman pulling out to about a quarter of a second leader, about 5 car lengths over Ethan Thompson. Andrew Bisnet just about as far back. Christopher Rawling now moves up to the 4th position. Robin Pardon in 5th. Bradley Hunt moves up to 6th. Roberts up to 7th. Chuck fell back to 8th, so he may be playing that position through attrition game, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Chuck looked like he pulled down right away at the beginning of the race. So I'm thinking this is a strategy on his part. You know, we've seen Chuck do this a lot. He's always a strategist. We'll see what's going through his mind.
Absolutely. Andy, take it over for a few laps here and call us home.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, I'm going to say I got Robert Cochran over the 66. Justin, you're in trouble. That's the bet. But we got Devin Zimmerman out front, followed by Ethan Thompson and Andrew Bisnet, as Devin Zimmerman just takes the lead and Ethan Thompson looks to the inside. There's nothing on the inside. This is a high track or high lane track, so we'll see if Ethan gets a little loose there. But he gets up on him. He can get up on him, but there's nothing off. You go in hard, but you have to be able to come off the corner, and that's what we're seeing right now. Is that Ethan can get into the corner hard, but he cannot come off of the corner, and that's what Devin Zimmerman has. As we're off to Jay.
Yeah, he looks like Zimmerman's just diamonding that corner. He's taking it really high, as you see there, and then he'll dive down that bank and get that extra bit of a little bit of momentum going down the front stretch, and that's keeping him actually ahead of Ethan Thompson and saving that equipment. But he looks like he just tapped the wall there, maybe took it a little bit too high. Ethan Thompson's just maintaining that lower line. He's not that brave yet, but he is maintaining that higher midline. He's going to try and get that run, take it down underneath. Just slides back underneath them, falling back to 2nd spot. Going to try it again, wrapping up and around. Back down into turn number 3. As you can see, they're not really getting away that far as Andrew Bisnet is sitting right there, still under within a second. So if anything should happen, these two should get together, then they will be right there. He will be right there. Christopher Rawling is not letting them get away. So still has them all in their sights. So with 12 down, they're really getting strung out. But they should be coming up on lap traffic here in about another 3 or 4 laps. As Nicholas Smith, something happened to him. Stryker is in the pits at the present moment. Stephen Green is only 11 seconds back with 13. So just a little under a second a lap that last place is losing 9th to 1st. So back to you, Andy.
Well, I'm looking at this as Devin's flying, man, and you see Ethan Thompson is dropping off, and here comes Andrew Biznett as he's gonna start looking to pass Ethan. As I believe Ethan's used up his stuff here. I want to pass this one off to Justin the person as he's looking at his first short track racing. Justin, what do you think here, buddy?
Well, there's a lot of real fast cars going on here. What speed are they going? Does anybody know that? I would like to know, because I don't know what else is going on.
Well, they're hitting about 15.415 miles an hour per lap. So they're doing just over 15-second laps. So they are flying around here. It's a half-mile track.
Wow.
Mile and 15 seconds.
Wow. That's, yeah. I don't want to ruin anybody's experience of watching this with my lack of knowledge, but I love watching this stuff. Man. I could just watch this all day.
And we see Andrew Biznett is going to start running that highlight. And I think he's really going to start pulling in. Andrew Biznett knows how to save his stuff. He's going to start pulling in Ethan Thompson because Ethan really wants to get after Devin. But the problem was he used that up really early. And Justin, I'm sure you noticed that he was really going for him early in the corners.
Yeah, for sure. And I love this shot here, whatever this is.
This is the gyro cam. This is Tommy's favorite cam. You get to see the banking and everything.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah.
You see the sparks coming off. Devin Zimmerman touches the wall again. Should say smacks. He touches the wall, grazes it in front of him there.
Yeah, that's great too. Yeah, because you can see it from that angle, but not so much from the other angle. Yeah, you're in the crunch right here with everybody else. It's great.
And there we follow along with Andrew Biznett, who's tracking down Ethan Thompson. And Devin Zimmerman is still in the lead, followed by Ethan, Andrew, Christopher Rawlings in 4th, Robert Pardon in 5th, Chuck McDonald 6th, Bradley Hunt 7th, Robert Cochran, my pick, over Justin's pick, is in 8th. And Stephen Green in 9th, and in 10th, 6 laps down, is Justin's pick in the 66 of Nicholas Smith. Oh, dude.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But he has that Killer Clowns from Outer Space paint back. That's always a good paint to look at.
That's
Yeah, that
wonderful.
is an excellent car. That's a nice looking car, and he's just chewing up. He's trying to chew up on the field. I think he got a little bit loose early. A car got away from him. He had a little bit of damage, so he went into the pit, got that repaired. He's back out 6 laps down. Unfortunate for him, but we can look like we had a little bit of a battle somewhere in the field. Is back up front with Devin Zimmerman is just maintaining that. It's almost like they got a tow bar in between each one of those 3 leaders, or just about spread it evenly apart. As no, Andrew Biznett, something happened. He fell back a little bit. Now he's about 2 seconds behind the leader, so it's going to be Ethan Thompson over Devin Zimmerman by just a few car lengths. But you see right there from that shot, Andrew Biznett did fall back.
Really falling back, and I'm a little bit concerned about that at the moment. Why he's falling back so far.
Don't look like he has any damage on his car. Well, maybe a little scrape in the back there. He might have tapped the wall a little bit.
Yeah, as they're coming up around lap traffic there, so as you can see, they're going around Nicholas Smith putting him 1 lap down, Stephen Green's a lap down, Bradley Hunt's a lap down. So it could be that maybe Andrew just got caught up in the wrong place, wrong time, or he got hung up behind one of the lap cars and just fell behind him. But Devin Zimmerman is definitely showing the field here, and he's still flirting with that wall. Ethan Thompson's playing with it now. He's starting to get a little more confident, and I think that may be the spot to be. Like you said, Andy, it's going to be a high-line track as they get around here. Lap 30 at 1:59. It's not going to be a while before we start to see some actual pit stops from these leaders. Back to you, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a domination, really, by Devin Zimmerman at the moment, just showing you the line. Ethan Thompson has really tried. He throws it in there, hits the wall right there. Tries to just throw it in to catch Devin. Here he comes, but I don't think he's going to get the run off the corner. You cannot throw it into the corner here and expect to come off the corner. That is the big problem here. Justin, what are you seeing here, bud? What are you liking?
All of it. Trying to learn from you guys calling this race, like how to speak, but this is great. Number 66 is gonna finish first. Just waiting for that to happen.
Justin up here has got his pick in, and he's sticking with it no matter what. So, Andy, I think you might have a run for your money there.
I might. We're going to have a bet. It's going to come to fruition on next week's podcast from Back Talk. But as he gets laughed one more time by Devin Zimmerman. But Ethan Thompson is just, he keeps trying to throw it in so deep in that corner. I just don't know that that's going to work, throwing it in so deep. What do you think there, Dustin?
Yeah, we've all raced this track a little bit besides Justin. We might have to get him behind Will one day racing this track so he can actually see what it feels like. But I think Chuck McDonald is actually on pit road there right now. Yes, he is. He got some damage. But
oh no.
Chuck hit the wall, no caution.
Am I going to have to eat my words now?
But he took that fast break. He'll be back on the track at no time. But Bristol is a different track. And Andy, you alluded on it. Diving in the corner is usually not the best way to get speed at this track. It's usually backing up the corner and getting the drive off. And, it seems like it's hurting Ethan. But I guess we'll see in the long run if he learns from his mistakes. And, the other thing with Bristol, there's always pit road that always comes into play.
Absolutely. Pit road at Bristol is brutal. And this is just a track that, short track, and you lose so much on pit road. But if we keep going green, everybody's got a pit, right? So get in, get out. Do it the best you can. What do you think, Jay?
Absolutely. And tell you what, I'm impressed by Devin Zimmerman's style here. It's a typical, like you would normally see, dirt track racers use this kind of strategy where they go in, diamond that corner, they just take it in, take it up as far as it'll go, come back, and then use that banking off of it. And he is really making it work. I'm not sure of too many other people who can make it work. And I think Ethan tried a little bit. Maybe he got a little bit nervous because he's back to driving conventionally, but he fell back to a second and a half. But yeah, I'm just impressed with the driving that Devin's putting around here. He has certainly figured this out and certainly figured out how to work that. And that's something that I have not seen here anybody even attempt or try and do. So my hat's off to Devin right now. He's definitely got it working.
We've been naming like all the stripes, it seems like, this season. We haven't done it the last couple races, so we really haven't had the chance to. But should we let Justin name like the stripe of this track, Jay and Andy?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you might have to explain a stripe to Justin.
Jay, do you want to do that to Justin? You want to explain to him what the stripes are? Like a Darlington stripe?
Justin, have you ever heard of the Darlington stripe?
No. Is that out in outer space?
No. What that is
Van Allen belt?
No, what it is when a driver gets out of the turn and they use that wall to help them straighten it out. That's called a stripe. So when people, all season long at every track, it seems like we have somebody that takes advantage of that outside wall and gets that stripe on their car. And we have a different name for each one, except we do not have one here at Bristol. So Bristol is up in the Smoky Mountain in Tennessee. So we try and figure out something for the region and try and match it with that stripe, so if you can think of anything creative for the stripe for Bristol.
So like some examples we've had where we were in Iowa earlier this year. We called it, I believe, Jay, wasn't it the Colonel Kiss?
That became the Colonel Kiss. Yes, it did. And Homestead became the Miami Skid Mark.
Yes, it did.
Oh.
That's what we're aiming at there. Like when you just touch that wall and get those little sparks going, and you get a little too close to the high wall, like Devin just did right there.
Yeah.
So you can think about it.
Yet?
What's that?
What
Yeah,
we
have you
got?
used have you used I like the Sparks idea. Have you used Sparks in the name yet?
No, we have not.
No, we have not.
Yeah, and you said Tennessee,
Yes, sir.
so Tennessee Sparks.
We got
That's just like because I've had no time.
the we got the
That's the one to
Tennessee
beat.
Spark tonight.
There you go. Okay, well, so you
It's
got a
a
Tennessee Spark on it. That kind of works. That kind of plays.
Or you
That'll
could
work.
or you could do IC10 Spark. You know,
uh,
10 IC.
All right.
10
Well,
IC. 10 IC sounds like something that's on back.
Which you should tune into. Download.
But Justin's also got, while we're kind of going through green flag pit stops and stuff like that, and Devin Zimmerman way out in front over 2 seconds of Ethan Thompson. Justin, you've got some stuff for those Jersey folks, right? Or anybody visiting Jersey. What do you got going on, buddy?
I'm a musician slash DJ, I guess, if we count the karaoke, because that's really all I do. At the same bar in Gloucester City, if you know what that is in New Jersey, you can check me out Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday in person. And I am Justin the person. But I'm Justin the performer as well. So I'm meeting
Justin the Performer on Facebook. Follow Justin the Performer.
And trust me, you'll
check
see
out
all
what
the
he's got going on.
yeah, you'll see all that on there, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. Other than the podcast, of course.
right, as we see, Nicholas Smith just dropped out. So Stryker just must have had some more issues, must have smacked the wall because he is out of the race right now. So he is
Well,
retired.
that's good for me. Do I need to get Justin's punishment in order now?
You can start doing that, absolutely. As we've now, there's only 2 cars on the lead lap, and that is Devin Zimmerman and Ethan Thompson. Andrew Bisnet really started to fall back. I'm not sure he raced a little bit early, took a little bit of damage. Maybe he's just not feeling that car, so maybe he can go in a little early and try and get a pit stop, get that all straightened out, and get back on that lead lap.
well, we are 60 laps into the race. These laps tick by, unlike last week at Daytona, where the race was so exciting. It seemed like it flew by, but the laps are a lot longer there. And I mean, Jay, what'd you think about last week? That was a fun race to call and all that. And now we're here at Bristol on a short track. It's 2 different worlds.
Absolutely, it's 2 different worlds, and like I said, we saw more cautions last week in Daytona. Close, real hard racing there at the end. Just unexpected finish the way Ethan Thompson just pulled that out. We thought for sure that Paul Vosberg was there, or Cochran was there. We thought we were going to have a first-time winner, and then here comes Ethan Thompson coming out of 4 to take it down for the one of the most exciting races and finishes I think we've seen in the Veterans League this season. And then we come here, and it's beating and banging. There's 10 cars out there. We've seen everybody's gotten that Tennessee Spark, at least one on their car. Saw a couple people take their quick repair already. As we're looking at Stephen Green now, is 7 laps down. He's been having a little bit of issue. He's been on the road on the pit road quite a few times there, so he's having a little bit of an issue at the moment. But if you do pit here, you will go multiple laps down, because 15 seconds a lap, and it's a long way in, a long way off, especially at 35 miles an hour. And these guys are flying around here.
Yeah, and you got to go all the way around the whole track to get to your pit stall. That's the different part about Bristol as well. It's not just on the front stretch when you got to pit. It's all the way around the track.
Right, so you're going to lose at least 2 laps, maybe 3, just getting in and off pit road, especially at the speeds these guys are going. There has been a little bit of fall off, though. Devin Zimmerman, we saw him down to like 15.15 at the beginning. That was a 16.22, so a little over a second a lap, over 67 laps, but they should be coming in shortly. I wouldn't imagine they would be going past lap 80 to get this thing done.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll probably split it about halfway, and we touched on a little bit ago with Pitts, and the 2 leaders here, Devin and Ethan. One little slip up can actually make up a difference. I mean, if I was Ethan, I might come in a little early, maybe to gain some of that time back. I guess we'll see what happens here in the next few laps.
Absolutely. Andy, you've been watching these things. You've been following these things. I know this is one of your favorite tracks that you like going to. We've raced here quite a bit, actually. both on dirt and concrete, and I think also in the next gen car. Are you seeing anything out there that maybe these guys aren't doing or are doing that you would do different?
Oh, I absolutely love this track. It's one of my favorites. Um, the only thing I'm seeing is Ethan Thompson seems to be driving it a little too deep, beating that right front off of that car. And that is not going to help him. You have to be easy in, ride the wall, and get the momentum out. And that is how you're going to get speed around this track is easy in, ride the wall, momentum out. You cannot drive it in deep here because you're just going to beat the right front off of that car.
As we'll
And
be
that
racing here not too long from now in the Iconic Series. Am I right, Andy? We're doing the night race here, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. It just happens to be on there because it's one of my favorite tracks, like I said. Um, but it just is. The high line, the low line used to be back in the day, and everybody who used to watch NASCAR back in the day um, saw these old cars that used to beat each other up and bang each other up. They would run the low line, and that was it. But now the speed comes off the high line, much like we saw this past week in the Cup cars at Kansas. You have to run the high line, and get the momentum off the corners.
you know what I see, guys? If you do zoom in right there on Andrew Biz net, he's missing his front bumper, so he must have hit something or got into the back of somebody because his front bumper is now missing, guys.
His front bumper is missing, that's for sure. He's kind of racing half a modified here.
But look at this close racing coming off. I mean, Stephen Green, that could have been disaster. That could have been the yellow that they were looking for. And look who's sitting in the catbird seat right now. Robert Cochran, your pick there, Andy, and sitting in third, one lap down. If something comes out, he gets that lucky dog back on that lead lap.
Well, listen, I got Robert Cochran. He's going to go ahead and win this race, as far as I'm concerned. But he's done already beat Justin's pick, and Justin's going to have to pay the price next week. Justin, are you feeling the pressure of having to, own up to this bet now? I think he's scared.
Justin might have taken a nap.
Yeah, I think he's scared. I think he's a little bit scared of the fact that he's already lost. We're only halfway through this race, and he's lost the bet, and he's unsure as what I'm going to give it next. We'll have to wait and see.
Right? As you see now, Chuck McDonald is on the verge of going 6 laps down. So we know he pitted. Bradley Heim pitted. Robin Parton, I think he came in. I'm not sure if Andrew we know Andrew Bisnet did not because he's still missing his front bumper. Christopher Rawlings, those two are 2 laps down. Robert Cochran sitting the only one lap down at the present moment. So leaders are looking as probably pit, I would assume soon, since we're halfway in the race. So now it's going to be a one-stop race for sure.
Bisnet is hitting pit road right now. Andrew
Okay,
Bisnet
so
is.
he just made it past the halfway mark, so just one stop tonight.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked some of these leaders haven't come in yet with, we hit that halfway mark, but Devin might be feeling comfortable out there and just going to run as long as he can. And it's hard to tell what's going through Devin and Ethan's mind right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm not surprised that Justin has muted himself, seeing as though he's definitely going to lose the bet tonight. I'd kind of almost like to talk about his picture here on Discord where it looks like Spaceman. I always thought it was Spaceman, but it's actually just him getting hit with snow.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. He does look like a little spaceman on there. For those of you that can't see, if you were to picture somebody out in space, it looks like he's got the suit on, the big suit, but he's getting smacked in the face. It looks like a big piece of ice. It's just going over the top of his head. So, but it's creating that effect like the the visor on a astronaut's helmet. So that's pretty interesting, Justin. If you're out there, I mean, you can come back in and explain what's going on there and why you would make that your picture, because I don't know if I would be brave enough to do it.
Sharon chimes in on the chat. Zimmerman is strong, and yes, he is tonight.
Yeah, she was responding to the who's
Yep.
your pick for near halfway point, and yeah, Devin Zimmerman is very strong. He's coming back out. I mean, he missed what 1 week and then had a start in park, so he actually missed 2, but his wife got in there, got him on start park, and that was a saving grace to keep him up there in the points championship, or at least fighting for the championship. But with the race last week, didn't really have that great of a race last week at Daytona, and Ethan Thompson capitalized definitely on that. So with Ethan Thompson up there, so that puts him in the points lead. I'm not sure if Devin Zimmerman can actually get up there and fight. Even Ethan Thompson just has to remain where he's at right now and just finish
So
out
where
this
are
race.
the points as of today before going into this race? I know Ryan Shelton unfortunately had to miss tonight. So what's that make the points look like?
Oh no, there's Bradley Hunt just slaps the inside wall as Ethan Thompson was starting to go by. I saw him just head down. So in that mellow yellow car, so he has been on the.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, he just got down.
Bradley. Mickey Mouse does not know how to drive that car.
Now and he comes to pit road. Now he's going to
Yeah.
get his, but it's still one car incidences. Do not bring out any caution. It's got to be 2 cars involved here for yellow to be thrown.
Devin's in some traffic here now. Let's see how he gets through this. Well, he lets Chuck get going, and then Robert kind of looked like he rolled over for him to let him go. But I'm still shocked that neither one of these leaders have been in pit road. I've 65 to go. They're well and over halfway. It's kind of crazy that neither one of these leaders have been in yet.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, but at the same time, I mean, if you're out there, look at the lead that they have. I mean, they have 2 laps. They have plenty to play with. Ethan Thompson really is not letting Devin Zimmerman get away. So those 2 have definitely been the class of the field this evening. Ethan and Zimmerman's just been bouncing that car off of turns and the turn walls there, and it hasn't really affected the car any. Of course, being a short track, you could pretty much take the fender off and you'd still be fine running. As you can tell by Andrew Bisnet, who's missing a fender, but is only still in 4 laps down. But he did pit, so I guess we'll see exactly what the deficit will be. Now, don't forget, earlier in the season and even going into a couple weeks, Devin Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson have both had speeding penalties. They both had overshooting pits. They've had pit issues. If that happens, I mean, you never know. A little bit of time here, 15 seconds, I mean, 3, and then you add that up over a little bit. I mean, that could add up to a huge chunk of racetrack that these guys could be giving up, even with the smallest minuscule mistake. And we've all seen it. I've done it. I know, Dustin, you done it.
Yeah, too many times.
Done it. Andy's done it, and that little bit of time you think you have it, and it's just 1 second here is about 3 football fields.
It adds up, like you said, Jay. It adds up quick. It doesn't take long. We've seen some of these guys pit and go multiple laps down, and some of these guys are going to get those laps back that have already pitted when these guys pit, but these guys are going to come off with fresh tires and fly right along with them. But I guess we'll see what happens here with 59 to go.
Right, Robin Parton just taking his pit stop with 58 laps to go. I don't know. Next bet you might want to make with Justin there, Andy, is what lap are the leaders going to pit on? Or are they going to try and go 159 laps on the same set of tires and a full tank of fuel?
Well, I would make that bet, but I just realized, and this is my fault, Justin did message me and say he muted himself and had to go do something.
Okay.
So we've been calling him out, and he's not available. So it's all good.
Striker chimes in on the chat. Not a good race. Hope you guys are going well. On to the next. Yes, we'll see you next week, Striker. Sorry for your hard luck tonight. Can't wait to see you back on the track next week. Brad Hunt also chimes in from in-car. Only thing to worry about is tires. So that might be a little in-car talk going on. But yeah, I've been watching Ethan Thompson and Devin here and following Ethan here. He is slowly gaining on Devin. I don't know if that's because Devin was in lap traffic or maybe Devin has got that Tennessee spark a little too much and hurt that car.
Yeah, but if Bradley is, I think, alluding to, do they have 159 laps of fuel? And is Devin Zimmerman now going to slow down to try and save his equipment? Ethan Thompson just got a little bit squirrely
Well,
coming out of that. So
Andy, can
tires are the
you
worst.
Andy, can you touch on that? How many laps of fuel do you usually have on a full tank at Bristol? Do you know? I don't know right off the
I
top of my
have
head.
no idea, but I would assume they probably could have gone the whole way. Uh, what? How many laps we going tonight?
159. Ooh,
Oh no, probably you're probably 100 to 120.
that's what I was
Uh,
thinking
I,
too. So they should be running out of gas sometime soon here, you would think. As Ethan's getting really loose off the corners now, and I don't know if it's because he's been around lap cars, hasn't been around anybody.
Oh
Ooh.
no, Stephen Green hits.
Oh!
Oh, oh, wow, that was so close. Oh, that would have been disastrous. Ooh, so that was a
oh,
heart-stopping moment there with Stephen Green almost taking out our
with
second spot there.
with 50 to go, I know we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of the race here soon, so I don't want to hesitate and forget why we're here tonight. First of all, is these vets and first responders, and we thank them for everything they do every single day. Thank you. What you do allows us to do what we do. So thank you there. And second of all, we are here for Mental Health Awareness Month. Um, and we do thoughts and prayers are out to every single family that has been affected by any type of tragedy with mental health, anybody who's lost their life with mental health. Um, that's why we're here tonight at Bristol. Uh, every night, every Monday night, we're here with these vets, but tonight, especially for mental health awareness. If you guys ever need anybody, reach out. We're here at TDR. We're here at Back Charities. We're here wherever you need us. We'll be there. You just reach out to us and talk to us. There's
Car
always
wrecking
an
and
outlet. There's
turn one.
always an outlet and always a fan.
Caution is out, guys. Caution is out. Turn number one, we do have a spinner, so this is going
Ooh, Robert
to.
Cochran.
Oh no, Robert Cochran, our third place, and it looks like also Robin Pardon was involved there. Oh, Robin goes.
Yeah.
Robin hits that wall coming in. Oh, he got loose, came up, smacked it inside, just caught. Kind of reminiscent of what we almost saw there with Stephen Green and Ethan Thompson. He just. Oh, what a tough break there for Robert, because
Looks.
Robert had a good run going. So, yeah, there you go. He got loose, hit that outside wall. Oh, and
Oh
just
wow.
tapped. And he had nowhere to go. That was just unexpected. Now, Robin Pardon is, unfortunately, he's going to be in pits for a little bit getting his repair. He was several laps down before we went to the. He was getting repairs earlier. So now, well, that throws out the fuel strategy. So
Well, this
it's
is
only
going
going
to
to
be
be.
interesting to me. So this is going to be real interesting to me. So Devin Zimmerman has been leading Ethan Thompson race long. Ethan Thompson has thrown it hard to the corner. Every single corner trying to catch Devin Zimmerman. Has he learned? Is the question. If he has, we have a race. If he hasn't, Devin's gonna run away.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell, looking at both sides of them, they do have that Tennessee Spark on both sides of their car. So just a little bit of damage, not much. It's not going to be much to worry about. If there's any optionals, I wouldn't even worry about it. I would just pull out. So both get 4 tires getting fuel. Ethan Thompson should actually have learned from the restart and the start. Been following him, knows his ins and outs, knows the secret. So unless Zimmerman has actually held anything back, then Thompson should be right up there at the front. As we're under caution, though, we do have with us Bradley Hunt.
Yeah, we have
Brad,
our in-car reporter in the booth with us.
What's going on, fellas?
Mickey Mouse. So you destroyed your car early. What happened?
Came in because I got a meatball through damage. I guess the tire wear was real bad. So I got a meatball for it. Came in, changed tires, and went back out there. And as soon as I hit one of the turns, car got loose, spun it, hit the brakes to try to save it, and tapped the inside wall.
Is that what your
So
experience is? A lot of looseness out there tonight? It seems like a lot of cars were loose in the beginning, kind of had a good middle part, and then they're starting to get loose again. Did you experience any of that, or were you loose all the way through?
For me, I felt like I was tight through majority of it, but I'm also not really constantly on the gas. I kind of try to feather it through some of the turns, which I think that's where it's caused me to lose some ground because I feel like I'm pushing up and then I wind up scraping the wall.
So how hard were you pushing at corner entry? You talk about maybe a meatball for tire wear. Um, so were you pushing real hard at corner entry rather than letting off and carrying the momentum out?
No, I was letting off going into the turn, and I think I'd enter too high, and I'd have to turn more, so I was more tire wear.
And four, as we see Devin Zimmerman taking the lead, and Ethan Thompson on the inside, but he's going to lose that position still. Devin Zimmerman. I think Ethan's going to wear his tire out, keep doing this. If he keeps trying to run him to the inside. Jay.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of what we saw earlier in the early at the very start. Same thing. Devin Zimmerman likes to arc that corner, and Ethan Thompson was a little bit lower though at the start. This time he learned a little bit. He did stay to the outside, and he's actually keeping them within his sights. Now the question is, if he can keep them just enough sight where he taps that wall, and can Ethan Thompson take advantage of it here? Because I think it happened in about 5-6 laps into the run where Devin just took it a little bit too high and Ethan tried to just take it underneath, but there's still a quarter of a second in between them as they're low. There he goes. Just there's that little Tennessee spark stripe as he comes rolling back down, but really not getting away. I think Ethan is learning something and just trying to find out what works for his car and not really necessarily trying to figure out what Devin Zimmerman is doing to try and get the best run, but he's got 34 laps to figure it out, and that's going to go by in a hurry.
Yeah, it's gonna go by really fast, that's for sure. The one thing I noticed, I don't think either one of them used their fast repair. So I don't know if that's a strategy, thinking something could happen, but we still see Devin getting that Tennessee spark, that's for sure.
How about a 14.81? So these guys are quicker now than they were in the beginning of the race, guys. So it's all out right now. This is a battle for speed and absolute supremacy as these two gladiators are now taking it around the last great Coliseum here. 32 laps to go. As you can see that Devin Zimmerman is just reasserting his dominance back in this thing. He's like, look, guys, I might have missed a few. Ethan, you may be the points leader, but I'm still here, and I'm going to fight you for it coming to the last race at Atlanta next week. Andy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think Devin is still pushing too hard into the corner. He seems to gain that, ease up on that bumper on entry, but he loses it on exit. He needs to release on the corner entry and use that exit velocity to come up on Devin. What do you think? They're dusted.
Yeah, I'm with you 110% on that. I mean, Devin's pounding that wall a little bit. Anything could happen there, but yeah, I think Ethan's learning a little bit here. I think if I was Ethan, I'd be chill, just riding second and keeping that championship. I mean, don't want to wreck my car and fall all the way back and lose some more points and let some of these other guys back in. But good race by all these guys. But Devin is the class of the field tonight, and that's for sure.
Yeah, this back to what.
Go ahead, Jay.
It's what we've been seeing all season long. Devin Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson, and normally have Ryan Shelton up there too. It's a shame we don't have Ryan Shelton in here tonight because this is one of the battles that we were all looking for with these three going at it, and this would have been probably one that we could have actually seen it. But with Devin Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson is learning. He's taken it higher than he has before. But like Dustin said, I think he's just worried more. He's pulling up to the backside now. Go ahead and see what you're going to say there, Andy.
Yeah, you see him pulling up on the bumper on the corner entry, especially in 1 and 2. But that's just because he's over driving that corner. And you see how right there, Devin Zimmerman pulled away here in 3 and 4, too. He pulls it up, but Devin Zimmerman's going to edge that gap. Now, what happened? Oh, boy. If he's got enough to keep doing it and Devin Zimmerman does not pull away enough on corner exit, we might be there. I also want to point out real quick, Ethan Thompson is not driving your traditional type of race. He doesn't have pedals on his feet. He's got pedals on his steering wheel. All right, he's a quadriplegic. We love him. Ethan, we love you with all our heart, but he is got to steer that wheel on this short track plus control the throttle all on his steering wheel. Dustin.
Yeah, I always hearing about Ethan's story with that. That would just be a crazy thing to find. But or to experience. I would love to try it at some point. But we're coming up a lot of traffic, and Devin gets loose coming around.
Lost control. He's going to keep it. Ethan Thompson, oh no, he's going to tap the wall. Do not give back. Come on, Ethan, get up there. Oh, as we see Stephen Green almost take out Ethan Thompson yet again. That is now 5 seconds. It is 19 laps to go. They were keeping it close. Ethan Thompson got the break that he needed. Devin Zimmerman overdrove the corner. Man, that was exciting. I don't know if he can get back up there to... Well, he's getting back up there. He's brought it down to just 2.25. So now Devin's going to be on the move. Let's see if he can pull it in. 17 to go. Andy, take it away.
Yeah, 17 to go, and you see Ethan Thompson is now in the lead. I'm confused. We're on Devin. Ethan's in the lead.
I was just going to touch on right before that happened that they're coming up on lat traffic that Devin was, and that's kind of what Devin had to get out of his line, and it kind of throws you off a little bit and got loose on that low line. If you're not running that low line, you try passing somebody down there, your car can break loose on you. I guess we're going to see what happens here as he is gaining. I just don't know if he's going to have enough time to gain. We'll see what these lap cars do.
I don't know if he has enough. He has the line. He knows the line. Ethan is over driving a little bit, as you see. Devin is closing the gap every single lap. But we are only 14 to go with lap traffic in the way. I wish Justin the person was here to see this excitement, but he's lost in the woods. So we give it off to Jay.
That's a really good battle. I mean, Ethan Thompson got away and they just lapped traffic, and now they come up on Bradley Hunt, but Ethan just could not get around the lap traffic, and that kind of brought Devin Zimmerman back to him. It's going to be a really exciting finish here. 12 laps to go. Ethan knows Devin's tricks. Devin knows Ethan's tricks right now. But
wow,
man,
Devin is just
back up to the front.
Devin has just driven this car all the way back up here.
Ooh.
Ethan Thompson is still overdriving the car. And holy hell, Devin Zimmerman is right there with just 10 to go.
Devin Zimmerman gets it a little sideways underneath. Ethan has got to keep him underneath. He cannot keep that car. He cannot let him get that high side. Oh, as he goes down,
power move.
Slide move off. Now, Ethan Thompson's going to get right back. Give him that little shove. Give him the old Bristol bumper. But pushes him out. Didn't even push him out of the way. So, man, what a run. But Devin Zimmerman, what a driver. But Ethan Thompson is not giving up. As now Devin Zimmerman's back to his old driving habits. But what a drive to come back from 5 seconds, 8 laps to go. Ethan Thompson was right there. Lap traffic kind of pulled it back to him. Man, what a drive.
Look at the difference in the lines. Now Ethan is trying to drive Devin's line, but he is over driving the car. And by every lap, Devin Zimmerman is pulling away because Ethan Thompson is over driving corner entry.
Yeah, at this point, he's just letting him run away with it. I mean, there's nothing more he can really do. He gave it his best shot and just came up a little bit short. Devin Zimmerman What a run, what a drive. 6 laps to go. It's still not over yet. If he gets sideways again, gets a little bit loose, Ethan's right there to collect it. It could be a side-by-side battle. 5 to go this time by. 5 to go. Dustin.
That's just crazy how fast Devin got back up on him. I mean, but Ethan did get held up in lap traffic there, but it's crazy how this works. I mean, that Devin was back about 5 seconds with 15 laps to go, and within 8 to go, he was back in the lead with that power move on the low side, which we really haven't seen anybody run that low side. It was interesting to see and fun to watch.
Man, Zimmerman wasn't used to running that low line, and when he got down there, he got sideways for quite a few laps. He's finally got it back to where he can be comfortable again and drive it back up. But man, yeah, exactly. It was just an unfortunate set of circumstances. Ethan Thompson got held up by 2 lap cars there, just trying to get around him, and it just gave it just enough of that loss of momentum for Devin to catch back up. With 2 to go, last lap this time by, so I think we should pay homage as Mental Health Awareness Month and watch this last lap in silence. There's your race winner. Devin Zimmerman brought it back. Had a little bit of a slip up. Ethan Thompson thought it was going to bring it. Brings it home second. Still maintains that points lead. Robert Cochran brings it home third. Look at that, Andy. Robert brings it home third.
Absolutely. I picked a top 3 car tonight. And, because it's a top 3, I'm definitely going to make Justin pay for that one. But Devin Zimmerman, wow. I mean, he just had the line tonight. I feel as though Ethan was there, but he just overdrove the corners.
Yeah, and he got held up there. I don't think it would have been that far out if Ethan could have had that run after Zimmerman got sideways, because he got sideways twice. He pulled up underneath of him, again got sideways. So I don't know. It was just one of those deals. But man, Devin Zimmerman, one heck of a run. That was a fun race to watch at the end there. Watching Devin Zimmerman chase down Ethan Thompson at that. So the caution came out at just about the right time tonight. Great run for Robert Cochran. Sits on a podium in third. Andrew Biznett brings it home fourth. So yet another top 5 for Andrew Biznett. Chuck McDonald brings it home fifth. Another great run for him. Christopher Rawling had an issue there at the very end. He was holding down the third spot. Ended up going to the pit. Finished sixth though. 7th was Stephen Green. 8th was our in-race reporter, Bradley Hunt. 9th, Robin Parton. 10th, Nicholas Smith, who went out a little bit earlier with some technical difficulties, or maybe it was just he was just too tough for him tonight. We don't know, but we'll go into Atlanta for the season finale. We will have the points up shortly here as we see Devin Zimmerman burning it down.
And before we grab our winner for the interview here, I just want to check in with Facebook. We got Paul of Augsburg. Paul, man, we miss you on the track, buddy. We really do. We hope we get you back on the track soon. We know you're battling work, bud, and you're doing good work. So we love you for it. He says, let's go Cochran. Sharon O'Neill says, that was great. And I agree, Sharon. It was a great race. I enjoyed it. It was a hell of a lot of fun. Sharon also says, way to go, Zimmerman. Prayer to all who suffer from mental illness. Thank you to all our veterans. Yes, and absolutely. Tonight was a mental healthness awareness race. And anybody out there listening, in the race, not in the race, hey guys, y'all know me. Andy Shaner on Facebook. Hit me up. Jay Downham. Dustin Velduzzi. Right?
Absolutely.
We're here to listen. We're here to listen, and we're here to help you. We will never, ever dismiss you if you need help. So please reach out to us if you ever have. You're just feeling down. You're feeling out of sorts. Whatever. Hit us up. We're there. We'll take care of you. We love you all. We love our racers, and we love our viewers. So please hit us up.
Speaking of loving our racers, should we talk to our race winner, Devin?
Let's
Well,
do it.
yeah,
Let's bring him up.
bring him in while I finish the Facebook. I'm sorry, went on a tangent.
Go ahead.
The striker, note to the person, don't bet on me. Oh yes, Justin, don't ever bet on striker. Yeah, but Justin's muted. He's in the woods. I think he's. Well, you guys can watch
Hello.
the podcast. He's probably doing what Tony was doing. Sharon, thanks Andy for making me laugh. I love you when you get excited. Thanks, Sharon. Hey, Sharon, I absolutely love calling races. I wish I could do it all the time. I truly wish I could do it all the time. And especially for these guys who have given everything they have to serve us. I wish I could do it. Unfortunately, life gets in the way. But thank you, Sharon. Appreciate you. I believe we have our race winner in the boat.
Yes,
Dustin
sir.
Zimmerman. Jay, take it away.
Dustin.
Devin.
I'm sorry, Devin.
Devin.
Dustin, Devin. I got a bunch of
That's
D's up here.
that's it.
Andy's
I got
up
too many
here.
Ds,
We're all
dude.
good.
And I'm screwing shit up because you don't.
Oh,
Oh!
$10 to the tip jar. Somebody just got $10 to the back charities fund for mental health
All
awareness
right,
out
all
there.
right.
Devin,
We
Hi.
got $10.
Great win, Devin.
Yeah.
welcome
Thanks.
to the back charities Victory Lane Mental Health Illness Awareness
Yeah.
Race winner, and you drove it to the end. Give us a rundown on how that last caution
well,
was
before
drawn.
that, y'all know. I know his name is Dust or no,
Devin. It's
Devin.
Damn it! Oh my god!
Something. This is
Oh
something.
my god!
You can call me
Z-Man.
call me
Z-Man.
Devin,
fine.
how many times have me and you talked though? Like we've talked 100 times.
Yeah, unfortunately, not too many times in the last few weeks, but it's nice to be back up here again. So, a couple weeks off for T-ball with the little boy. He's having a great
Oh yeah.
time, enjoying it. So it's nice to see him do that. But finally able to get back. Unfortunately, I'm out of the playoff hunt or the championship hunt. But I want to pick up the momentum for next season. So
Only send a
listen,
message. Definitely send
being, you know what? Coming and taking the race win is awesome, but being with your youngest or whatever for T-ball, that's really right where it's at.
oh yeah, it's nice to watch him enjoy a sport that I also enjoy in baseball. It's probably my second favorite sport behind hockey and racing. So they're all kind of up there in the top three somewhere.
Well,
But
hopefully he's not a Pittsburgh Penguin fan.
oh no, we're Hurricanes fans.
Oh, you're
Canes.
still going. You're still going, buddy.
Out
Yeah,
of
go Canes.
Carolinas.
Yes, sir. North Carolina. Go and raise up, take your shirt off, spin around your head, just like a helicopter. That's our goal song.
Right?
Yeah, nobody in the Carolinas knew anything about hockey at all until the Hurricanes came, and then it took them 10 years to figure it out.
I was I was 1997. I was 9 years old. Yep, 9 years old. Went to the very first game in Greensboro Coliseum, and I was hooked ever since. Followed them religiously, and any of my family can attest to it. Followed them religiously. I actually skipped because I graduated in 2006 when they won the Stanley Cup, and I skipped the graduation parties to go or to watch Game 7 on TV and watch them win the cup against Edmonton.
Well,
Yeah.
very down. That ain't a fan.
Who was your best player there? He used to be an ex.
The best player that season was Eric Stahl. But we
it's
also had,
Williams always.
I mean, we had, Mr. Game 7, Jay Will. Roddy Brindamore was the captain, who's now the head
and
coach.
who was also an ex-flyer.
Actually, he was
Hey,
drafted by the
I
Blues.
love learning about. I love learning that our drivers who are awesome, and every single one of our drivers are awesome. But I love learning about their other passions. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I like hockey and also baseball. Follow the Tampa Bay Rays mainly.
Yeah, go Rays.
Mainly because the Durham Bulls feed the Tampa Bay Rays, so kind of like
Durham Bulls.
yeah,
The Durables.
yep, Durham Bull City. So, but yeah, they feed the Rays, and then also I was stationed in McDill in Tampa for 6 years, so just fell in love with the Rays. And before that, I was a Braves fan because of Greg Maddux and Chipper Jones and
Oh God,
Nice.
Chipper
Schmaltz and
Jones.
Glavine.
He's a Philly killer, buddy.
So,
Well, you know.
so your
But
race
no.
Hey
tonight.
man, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you about tonight, right? Like
Yes.
I love hearing about because me and you could go on all day about hockey and baseball. We could, right?
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but tonight you seem to know the line. The line was the high line. Uh, Ethan was chasing you, but he seemed to be driving it maybe a little too hard into the corners, and you had to drive off. Was that what you were seeing?
Yeah, we were talking about it post race. Ethan was driving a little harder into the turn than I was. He's like, man, you were really back in the turn up, but you could fly off. And I was telling him what I was doing, which was basically I'd brake kind of hard into turn one, and then I could full throttle it off of turn two. Three and four, you got to be a little bit more careful on the throttle. You can't really full throttle it, otherwise this next gen car will just spin around on you, which is what happened when I lost the lead. Um, kind of got too quickly into the throttle underneath of the 44 car, and the car almost went around on me. So I caught it and was able to catch him back up. But yeah, that was kind of what I was doing. He was telling me he was having trouble in the center of the turn when we were talking after the race. So I told him what I was doing. And he's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, that was I think that proved to be the difference because it also that line and the way that I ran it and the throttle control saves the right front tire as well. So on the long runs, I could really pick it up and kind of maintain my lead no matter what, passing cars or lap cars or whatever. I didn't lose too much time. So um, yeah, it was a good race, and glad to get the win finally. Was a little disappointed last week. Was hoping for a good finish at Talladega, but wasn't to be. Um, didn't get to complete the first lap without damage, so that was kind of a bummer. But to come out and do this tonight and pick up momentum for next season, that is exactly what I wanted to do, and hopefully it continues at Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, you did have a great run tonight. When you fell back, it was like a 5 second that you fell back. And then he caught Ethan and then got sideways again and then caught up to him yet again and passed him and it just took off from there. Were you kind of just holding on to your equipment there at the end, or were you really racing it hard? Because it looked like you were within a half a second from the caution all the way to when Ethan passed you, and then all of a sudden you just got that drive and just really drove away from him. Was that something you were doing, or was that just something that maybe Ethan was just over driving?
I'm not sure. I really pushed. So, yeah, at the end of the first run, um, I didn't think there was going to be a caution, so I was in tire conservation mode. So, trying to make the tires last all the way to the end because the fuel load would last. So, I had to make the tires last. And the tires were hanging on really good actually with the line I was running and how I was using the throttle. But yeah, that second run, I went for it completely. Didn't hold anything back, and it almost bit me. Lost it and off of I think it was turn two or turn four. I don't remember, but I lost it. Let Ethan get by, and I thought he was going to drive away, but I was able to get right back to him. And I tried the first time to pass him, and got a little loose. And I was like, okay, I need to set it up a little better. So I set it up better the second time and was able to drive by. Um, and he fought me a little bit, gave me a bump, getting into one, but yeah, it was all good fun. He's the champion. I think after this race, I think he locked up the championship. So congrats to Ethan. Well deserved. Glad he was able to pull it out in my absence. But yeah, next season I should be back, and hopefully I'm gonna give him another run for his money.
Well, he's always there, and he's always giving me a headache, and he did not let you earn it tonight. I mean, you didn't walk away from it by any stretch of the imagination. He stayed with you pretty much all night. Um, so that was a good run to see you guys up there. And I know you got a few sponsors that you like to people that are watching and maybe watch tomorrow, but you like to shout out, and you earned it by getting that victory lane. So go ahead and shout them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, appreciate it. Of course, Kieran Dental Labs. I have Honey Press, which is my wife's business, on the car tonight, and I ran it last week at Talladega, but I figured it deserved a little more pomp and circumstance than what happened at Dega, so brought it back for tonight. So I wanted to give her a shout out, and then of course, Kieran Dental Labs, Boss Security and Automation, Hunterdon Anesthesia Associates, Healthcare Billing Incorporated, Park Brothers Racing, Parkway Lanes, and Bergeson Farms. Appreciate all of them and what they do for a race team, tank racing. It's nice to come out and have the backing of real life sponsors. So glad we got them, and yeah, it's yeah, like I said, just keep momentum going. That's the big deal for me going forward.
Right. Well, congratulations on your win. Dustin, got anything?
Just congratulations on the win. Glad to see you back on the track. Glad you enjoyed some t-ball with the boy. You know, can't wait to see you next week in Atlanta and next season, a couple weeks after that when we start fresh there. We kind of got a teaser on the schedule last week with BizNet, but I guess we're gonna see what the first race is in a few weeks. But go to Hotlanta next week. Do you like that track? Do you hate the track?
It's one of my favorite tracks, but this car does not seem to like the old
It does
configuration.
not like
No,
the
it
So
does
old
not.
configuration.
no, so
It
the
is
only
loose as Lucy is.
yeah. So the was it the the coming off of turn 4 is treacherous, and it seems turn 1 and 2 I'm okay, but turn 4 always bites me. And the one league race that I ran there already, I wrecked out on lap 5, kind of losing it all 4 and then nose planting into the outside wall at the start finish line. So hopefully don't do that again because I really like Atlanta, and um, I was able to get the championship last season there with a great run, beating out my buddy Joseph Causey, who's doing well, by the way. But yeah,
That's good to
just
hear.
want to go out and
Yeah,
show
where's
another.
he at? Where are your
he's
buddies at?
he's still racing the other league, so with Kyle Busch and all them. So
How's he doing in that league? Let's hear a little bit
he's
about
having
Kazi.
fun. He hasn't told us how he's doing, and I haven't been able to watch. I'm gonna go and watch some of his, but yeah, I haven't been able to watch. But he says he's doing good. So,
That's good. He's probably learning some stuff, having fun with them
oh, I'm
guys. We
sure.
miss him out here for sure. Hopefully, he's out here down in the future with us again.
Yeah, hey, Devin, we need to get your buddies out here on Monday nights.
Yeah, I see. I had a couple inquiries on Facebook and on my Twitch account of some guys that were interested in this league, and I told them, "Hey, get iRacing. I'll help you out. I'll get you started. Kind of help you learn the line and stuff. I'll design a car for you. Whatever. But just we want to get more people out here because
Oh,
this
it would
league
be
is really good.
awesome.
It's a
Yeah,
fun
this
league.
league's
It'd be
really good.
awesome. And we
Hmm.
give a fantastic prize, but you have been a recipient of a prize, right?
Oh yeah, it's still sitting right here beside me on the wall.
It's really cool. And we have your rival, your current rival, Ethan Thompson, is now joined the booth. Um, as he wants that prize, and he's coming for that prize.
I think he locked it up this week. So, like I said, congrats, Ethan. I mean, you deserve it, man. But yeah, with I think Shelton missing this week, it kind of solidified the championship, if I'm not mistaken, in the points. But
No.
um,
Yeah, I did.
yeah, Yeah, so I mean that's well deserved, and
What? Why we gotta be rivals, man? Why we gotta be rivals,
it's a
man?
loose
Come
term.
on.
Well,
It's a loose term.
you
You
got
got to use it for
Yes, it's very
marketing.
you,
loose.
you have last season's champion and this season's champion. We're gonna duel it out next season, but Ryan Shelton's a wild card in that, and you three are gonna battle at the front and have some fun. And
Ryan's already claimed that it's his.
next
Yes,
season,
so
Yeah, Ryan said he already won that season.
there we go. So then we gotta have
so
the overall champion towards the end of the year here. We'll have a good time
But you guys have some dangerous drivers in your league.
all around.
mhm.
Besides your top three, right? You and Shelton and Ethan. Um, you got Chuck McDonald is up and coming, and Robert Cochran. I mean, those guys are coming for you.
Don't forget Andrew Bisnet, and knocking on the door last week, leading the last lap was our buddy Paul Vosberg. I
Yep.
mean, so he was up there. So there's a lot of great talent. These guys are learning how to race you guys, and it's getting tighter and tighter every week. Yeah, we just need more guys out here to kind of tighten up the field, make it a little more harder for the guys up front, so you don't have too much more traffic to get around than just the few that you have out there. But every week, though, I mean, Ethan Thompson, Devin Zimmerman, and these guys talk. I mean, we call them rivals, but we got to do that for ratings. So it'd be nice if you played into that every once in a while. Ethan, we love you. We love Devin. We love everybody that's out there. But we got to try and create some sort of rival for us up here.
Ethan, next time.
What you're telling me is that
next time,
instead
drive that corner a little deeper. and
yeah,
take out
I was
that
gonna say. So what you're telling me
Devin,
next
all
time
right?
is don't give him the bump into one, just punt him into one.
Oh, we thought you were giving them the punt and the one. It actually made them faster going through
That's
there. We thought.
that's what Joey Logano would do.
Yeah. So. No, but I mean, everybody out there, it's
Yeah.
mental health awareness. And I know you guys are both in the military and also have been in jobs in civil air patrol where it gets tough out there. And I think this group, more than any other group, is the ones that really would, benefit from anything from the mental health awareness. Is there anything that you guys would like to shout out or say or just put in as far as maybe if there's anybody else out there on the fence about joining you guys to help out?
I mean, I'll go first, I guess. So yeah, just I do part of the was it I can't remember the name of it, but it's the 22 push-ups a day challenge thing. It's for on average 22 service members take their lives every day. So it's something I do. Um, whether if I do it when I wake up, before I go to bed, I do 22 push-ups throughout the day, and I don't broadcast on anything. It's something just internally that I do for peace of mind and stuff. But um, I've been subject to some depression and those dark thoughts, and it's not fun when it happens to you, and you don't really know what someone's going through because everyone's different. So the biggest thing is be supportive. I have family members that suffer from depression as well. So and that's an ongoing battle that they fight, and all I can do is be supportive and let them know that I'm there, and I'll do anything I can for my family. So it's pretty much all you can do. It's just let them know that they're not alone, and um, if anyone ever wanted to talk, then you're there for them. So
Absolutely. Ethan?
I can't say that I've had too many firsthand experiences myself or been close with others that may have gone through it unless they've chose to keep it to themselves. But obviously, it's clear that it is a an issue and a serious one at that. So it's nice that you've got people in different organizations and things of that nature that are there to help um, for those individuals. And then you've got guys like you here that are trying to shed light on it too, just through something as simple as just basically a video game. So it's just it's a good thing that people get the word out so that way it sheds light on it. And then as far as people, as far as whether or not they're on the fence of wanting to get involved with racing like this, I can say this is, of the leagues I've been in, it's the best run league from top to bottom, whether it's the Vets League or Trucks, Xfinity, um, Gas and Go. I haven't done much with the Legends or IndyCar, uh, Coffee and Cars, but there's no doubt in my mind that those are just as good as everything else is. I mean, everything TDR does is real smooth. So, if if anyone's ever interested, it's definitely a good group of people to run with.
So
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. TDR is definitely a family friendly. We're based on Tyler Daniels, who has autism, so it is a very family friendly. There's no berating, there's no nothing. Everybody gets along. We try and create rivals up here just for entertainment purposes. But as you can tell, even when we have them in the booth next to each other, these guys are supportive. They helped each other out tonight. Even when Devin Zimmerman took the lead, he helped Ethan Thompson. They talked about it after the race. And that's what you can expect from top to bottom. Ryan Shelton's been helping out. Devin Zimmerman's been helping out. Ethan Thompson, we've raced with him. Dustin and Andy has raced with him. Everybody who's out there, we learn from you guys. You guys don't hold anything back. You tell us what we're doing. And when we talk, we talk. It's just like a regular family. It's a bunch of band of brothers. We love to have a couple of sisters out there. So if there's any girls that are interested in coming out and joining as well, come on out and enjoy the fun. I mean, it's not as toxic.
you hear that,
Very,
Sharon?
it's a very non-toxic environment. There's really, it's just a bunch of people just out having fun and enjoying racing. And if you're tuning in or watching or on the fence, and obviously you're into racing, and it's kind of like going to the track every week, except we're the drivers and we have fun. So absolutely, Ethan. I did want to talk to you tonight. You did have the lead. Devin Zimmerman kind of gave you that gift horse in the mouth. What happened there, bud?
Oh, I just didn't do a good enough job taking care of my right front. So I mean, I could only turn but so well. So I mean, I, I was pretty sure when I saw what the gap was, um, after Devin had gotten loose and I got by him, I was pretty sure he'd be able to get back to me. It was like 15 laps or 15, 17 laps, something like that. I knew that that would be enough time for him, just based off the way I knew that my car was handling.
So brought it home second. You secured the championship, so congratulations on that. So going in next week, all you gotta do is basically just show up. You're the champion for sure. Andy, I think you called it. You have anything for Ethan?
Andy left,
Andy and Devin went up to race
All
comp
right.
one.
but
So there you
So it's
go.
us
No,
three here right
that's
now.
all right. So Andy just looked good. Those guys went to talk, but I mean, you did have a heck of a run. You really
Yeah.
didn't let them get too far ahead. I mean, you were the only one that stayed on the lead lap. You were up there with Devin Zimmerman fighting for that lead, and I thought, man, when he got loose, when you got around him, I noticed that you did get behind some traffic. Do you think if you didn't get, or if there was no traffic in front of you, you could have held him off a little bit longer and maybe gotten the win?
maybe, but it still would have been really tough because even once he got by me, still 2 second lead after he even got by me. So, I mean, that one lap car that I had to get by, it definitely did slow me down. He got at least a half a second or more, just from that. But I still don't think that I would have been able to hold him off. I could have tried to make it tough, but I would have only been able to do so much because like I get to center and I just couldn't turn very well to diamond back down, and it's just a matter of driving too hard. You feel like you're not, but you end up that you are. But it's just it's you learn. So I'll try to remember that whenever I end up back at Bristol again.
Right. And Stephen Green gave us a little bit of a scare. It looked like he almost got into the back of you there a couple of laps when you were trying to pass him. Did you notice that, or were you focused on the forward there?
Yeah, it was, and like I said, this obviously I'm not uh, pointing fingers at him by any means, but I'm thinking there was once, if not twice, I think he and I had a close call. I know I definitely remember the one, but and like I said, it's nothing he
Right.
did.
No, 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 no. Yeah, it was,
No.
everybody seemed like they were either tight or loose, or I think Brad said that he was tight, and it looked like Andy took the front off of his car at one point. Maybe he got loose and got around, but a lot of people were struggling, just keeping it straight tonight. And so, I mean, is that what you were experiencing as well? I know in that early part of the run, you looked a little bit loose. You looked squirrely coming out of two a couple of times.
Yeah, for me, it seems like if you try to diamond it and you try to come off the very bottom, because the way that the progressive banking is here, it is pretty flat, and then you kind of come back up. Um, it is easy to get a little loose right there. It gets better once the tires start to get worn down, but it is like that for like the first like 10, 15 laps or so.
Right. Well, congratulations yet again. Bringing home second, secure the championship. So you should be definitely wrapping it up next week. Hope to see you out there as we head to Atlanta. Congratulations on everything that you do. Thank you for all your service. Ethan Drone Works, or Thompson Drone Works. I'm sorry, not Ethan, but Thompson Drone Works, out of Maryland, I believe, right? Is
Yep,
that
Maryland.
okay? So if you're ever in the Maryland area or plan on moving to the Maryland area, want to check out even Ethan's work, go ahead, Ethan. Tell them where they can find you at.
Got ThompsonDroneWorks.com, and then the same for Facebook and Instagram, and YouTube also.
All right, so you got a lot of fighting spirit left. You and Ryan have been battling it out. Devin Zimmerman comes in, shows his dominance tonight. Definitely, for sure tonight. We're gonna put you back down there and kind of wrap this thing up tonight. But we'll see you next week at Atlanta, and probably in a couple of leagues coming up. So look forward to racing with you, bud.
All
Congratulations.
right, thanks, appreciate it, guys.
Have a good night, Ethan.
You too.
Well, Jay, that was a fun race. Got exciting there at the end. Bristol always is never a dull moment by any means. And we went from Daytona last week being super speedway racing, tight knit racing, to a little beating and banging tonight. We saw Ethan give Devin the bumper a little bit there, but he wasn't gonna hit him out of the way. These guys are all friends, like they both alluded to in here. What's your takeaways from tonight?
My takeaway is that there was this track. Yeah, with the new updates and stuff, it got a little bit looser than I think the last time that we were here. So it's going to be tricky when we get back. Hopefully, it'll do another update and make it the way it was the last time we were here. But other than that, I mean, from top to bottom, though, Devin Zimmerman just classed the field all night from drop of the green flag, and then to do that drive coming back from that last caution to overtake Ethan Thompson after he had those two slip ups. I mean, that just shows how strong of a driver he actually is. It was a fun race to watch there at the end in between him and Ethan getting back and forth with each other. Robert Cochran, I mean, that's one that we keep talking about, and he's going to find a way. He will find a way. He's getting closer and closer, and yet Andrew Bisnet brings home another fourth position. Another top five. Chuck McDonald, another top five. I mean, those Robert Cochran and Chuck McDonald are battling out for position. Don't forget in the championship points. Andrew Bisnet as well is up there, so he could walk away with a podium being in that fourth spot. Christopher Rawling was up in the third spot. I'm not sure what happened to him. So that's my Goodies Headache Powder Award winner tonight. Christopher Rawling was in third spot with about last time that we checked before all that battle, he was running about in third. Ended up finishing in sixth. So I'm not sure what happened there. Stephen Green, we saw him a couple of times. Just he couldn't get it things straight. So it was a tough night for him. Bradley Hunt, we talked to earlier. He was tight. Just a bunch of these guys just having some tough luck. Robin Pardon stuck it out to the end. Once again in that Darrell Waltrip's throwback scheme in the Western Auto Chevrolet. And he brings home ninth, and then 10th Lickingless Smith, who it just wasn't his line. He just wasn't feeling it, as you could tell out there. So Striker, good to see you out here, bud. Thanks for filling out the field. Too bad when you're gonna figure out these things. I mean, don't worry, just hang in there, don't give up, and it's more of a brotherhood than it is who's on top and who's on last out here. And I think it's just finishing the race, being in the race is more than winning the race, as we can obviously
Yep.
tell from Devin Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson, as we talk to them. Yeah, they like to win races, but I think it's more of being out here and having somebody to talk to, brotherhood, taking your mind off things for that hour and a half, 2 hours that we're on the air every week. So my hat's off to them. Devin Zimmerman, congratulations on your way back. Yeah, missing two, but showing your dominance again. So that's going to be a really good race coming up next week in Atlanta. Hopefully Ryan Shelton will be back. Ethan Thompson, strong there. Devin's strong there. He won the last championship there in the old car. Hopefully he can keep it straight. I'd love to see Devin Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson, Andrew Bisnet. I'd love to see up there, as well as Ryan Shelton, all fighting for that win next week. What do you think there, Brad, as we head into next week in Atlanta to wrap this season up? What are you expecting out of the last race of the season?
I mean, it's a close points battle. So I mean, it should be fun. I know Ryan Shelton. Um, he's actually at the hospital with his wife. Not sure exactly what's going on with that, but I mean, hopefully everything's going okay with that.
Yeah, our thoughts and
Um,
prayers are with him and his wife right now as well.
Yes.
yeah, definitely. Um, I mean, in a way, he kind of told Ethan that he pretty much has the championship, but I mean, I heard that the winner of the next race actually gets 43 plus points, and that's how many points behind I believe Ryan Shelton is right now. So I don't think it's actually it's anybody's championship right now still, I
Well,
believe.
that's interesting, and I had never haven't then we never heard about that. That makes that interesting.
All right, so you got 530 at Ethan Thompson, Devin Zimmerman in second spot with 487. Andrew Bisnet is only 1 point behind that at 486. So 530 from 487. That's right, about 43. So yeah, so if Ethan doesn't show up and Ryan or Devin shows up, they could be tied. Well, with plus 1 bonus point for leading a lap, plus you get 1 bonus point for sitting on the pole. So there's a couple of points that are going to have to exchange hands there to kind of even that out a little bit. But that's where they look right now. Robert Cochran, Chuck McDonald are one point apart at 469 and 468 in fourth and fifth position. Robert's got the hand up on that one. Ryan Shelton now sits in sixth spot, 467. Robin Pardon is seventh, 438. Bradley Hunt, you're at 431 in eighth spot. Nicholas Smith for 346 in the ninth, and Paul Vosberg with 216 over Stephen Green at 206. That rounds out your top 11 in points right now, going into next week.
Yeah, looking forward to next week in Atlanta, that's for sure. I mean, we'll close out tonight with, Mental Health Awareness Month and all that, and then the mental health awareness race is what we had here tonight. Um, we've said it a lot tonight. If you ever need somebody to talk to, we're always here at TDR. Reach out to a brother, sister, anybody you need to, friend, family, anybody you don't know. We're all here to listen. If there's anything ever going on in your life you need to talk to, or anybody's there. We alluded to earlier, you can contact me right at Facebook, Decibelies and Jay. I'm pretty sure they can contact you as well. Brad, I'm pretty sure anybody can contact you. You're a pretty friendly guy. We're all here to listen. With that being said, Jay, what's your thoughts for next week?
It's hot, Atlanta. It's going to be some hot racing, and I look forward to a great battle. We just came off of Atlanta, so I know a few of these guys have some experience out there racing around a few guys. Ethan's strong, Devin's strong, Robert can be strong, Andy can be strong. I mean, so it's going to be a fun race next week to watch. I'm looking forward to it. Wrapping up season 5, and yeah, the points are a little bit tighter than it is. So, um, yeah, it may not be Ethan's completely just yet, so we may have been prematurely on the top there. So we're gonna have to definitely pay attention next week is what's going on. Um, it's gonna come down to who can top who next week. So from that, I'm looking forward to Atlanta.
Brad, what's your final thoughts for tonight and going into next week?
Next week should be fun. I actually raced there last night in Gas and Go. Hopefully, the track temps aren't the same because it get a little snappy loose at it too sometimes. Other than that, I think it should be some good racing.
That it will be for sure. Until next week, everybody have a safe and healthy week, and we'll see you next week in Atlanta.